Imagine this. You're standing by a railway track. In the distance, you see a runaway trolley barreling toward 5 people tied to the tracks. There's a lever in front of you, and if you pull it, the trolley will change course, saving those 5 people but redirecting toward a single individual tied on an alternate track. The dilemma seems simple, but the choice is anything but. The trolley problem. A thought experiment that has captivated philosophers, psychologists, and thinkers for decades invites us to wrestle with the deepest corners of our moral beliefs. But what if we don't just stop at one iteration? What if we twist and reshape this dilemma to test how flexible our ethics really are? The first version is clear-cut. Pull the lever and 1 life is lost, but 5 are saved. Don't pull it and those 5 are doomed. This version presents a straightforward utilitarian choice, where maximizing overall benefit seems logical. But even with this single decision, we already begin questioning whether any choice justifies causing harm, even if it serves the greater good. It's not just numbers, it's about responsibility, action, and consequence. Now let's raise the stakes. Instead of a lever, imagine you're standing on a bridge with a large man next to you. You know that pushing him off would stop the trolley, sparing 5 lives. The act of physically causing another person's death clouds the once clear logic of saving 5 lives. This version brings out a more visceral reality of action versus omission. Pulling a lever felt distant. Pushing someone off a bridge doesn't. And here we see how deeply our personal discomfort becomes tied to our moral judgment. Consider this next scenario. An innocent bystander stands beside the tracks. This time, you don't need to sacrifice them directly, but if you alert them to the oncoming danger, they might panic and wander onto the tracks just in time to save the 5. Here, the moral weight shifts toward indirect action, where causing harm by consequence might soften the ethical burden. Does intention matter, or is it only the end result that defines moral responsibility? As the stakes become more personal, the dilemma complicates further. Imagine the same trolley scenario, but now the person on the other track isn't a stranger. It's someone deeply significant to you, perhaps a best friend or family member. Personal closeness disrupts the equation, seeping emotional bias into what once seemed logical. It reminds us that our judgments are rarely based on numbers alone, and perhaps they shouldn't be. In a more futuristic scenario, this choice isn't even made by you, but by an AI programmed to save the maximum number of lives. The AI would pull the lever without hesitation. But here, the dilemma isn't just the choice made, it's about who or what is making it. Can an algorithm handle the nuance, the empathy, or the ethics required in life and death decisions? This scenario opens up questions about whether true morality can ever be programmed, or if it's something that requires human intuition and empathy. Imagine we step back in time to the Middle Ages and the situation takes on a different form. You have the option to poison a communal cup of water, which 5 people will drink from, but by adding the poison, you would save a large population from an even deadlier poison to be added later. However, one person is immune, meaning outcomes aren't entirely predictable. This time, you're not just weighing lives, but balancing potential risks against hypothetical benefits, showing how uncertain outcomes can muddle even the clearest intentions. So far, we've ventured through speculative scenarios, but doctors today face ethical challenges that are equally complex. albeit in different forms. Imagine 6 patients, 5 critically ill, needing different organ transplants to survive, and 1 healthy individual who could supply those organs if sacrificed. In this hospital setting, the boundaries are less clear, and our moral duty isn't as obvious. Should we place a higher value on the sanctity of individual life, or does the opportunity to save multiple lives take precedence? While such utilitarian choices may seem practical, they often feel cold and even cruel, revealing the conflict of weighing lives against each other. For example, a debate persists among medical professionals over whether brain-dead patients' organs should be harvested to save others' lives. Finally, let's imagine another disturbingly realistic hospital scenario. A doctor has only 5 doses of an antidote for a deadly virus, with 10 infected patients. If she gives 5 patients a full dose each, they're likely to survive. But if she splits the doses, they may all survive, with just enough to get by, although this approach isn't guaranteed to work. In this case, the doctor faces a delicate choice between certain survival for some and a chance at life for all. The fine balance of risk and certainty raises complex questions about moral obligations, prompting us to weigh guaranteed outcomes against potentially saving everyone. The trolley problem and all its permutations forces us to confront the intricate web of human morality. It shows us that ethics isn't about finding definitive answers, but about the courage to face our deepest values and navigate the complexities of human empathy. These scenarios reveal that, while we might seek clarity, true moral decisions lie in the gray areas, in the tension between consequence and intent, self-interest and sacrifice, certainty and doubt. In a world where ethical lines blur, perhaps our greatest strength lies not in finding the right answer, but in our ability to question, to care, and to understand. If you liked this video and are asking yourself whether to like and subscribe, I would like to provide you with one more answer. Why not? And as always, I hope you have an amazing day.